Any moment now, we expect former President Trump to land in Atlanta and to head to the Fulton County Jail to surrender on charges tied to the 2020 election interference.
So take a look at this. This is actually video of his plane taking off earlier this evening, just before 5 o'clock from Newark Liberty International Airport. That's in New Jersey. And we've been tracking that flight. And now he is set to touch down at any moment.
We have live team coverage for you tonight, starting with 11 Alive's Jennifer Bellamy, live from Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport. Jennifer, what are you seeing right now? Increased security, more movement?
We are waiting for the former president to arrive, which could happen, as you guys mentioned, at any moment. Take a look at this tarmac from Signature Air. This is where we see a series of black vehicles, Atlanta police, emergency vehicles from the airport, all standing by awaiting the arrival of former President Donald Trump as he prepares to turn himself in at the Fulton County Jail on these indictments out of Fulton County. As you guys mentioned, he took off from New Jersey just after 5 o'clock. We are anticipating that he will arrive here very shortly, maybe about 2 hours of that flight. We understand that he was a little behind schedule. We understand also that he is making up for time. So we will be watching and continue to monitor this as we look for him to touch down. We then know that he will make his way to the Rice Street Jail facility before returning back here to the airport. With previous indictments, we have seen the former president give remarks, so we will be standing by to see if he makes any similar remarks following the booking process here in Metro Atlanta, and we'll bring you those as we get them as well.
And we're about 13 miles from the airport and only about a mile from the jail. I want to step aside so you can see what kind of traffic we're seeing here at the intersection of Joseph E. Lowry and Donald Lee Hollowell. Now, this is typical backup for this area, but what was happening about an hour ago, if you can take a look at this video if we have it, police officers and law enforcement from all different agencies came through and started blocking off streets all along Joseph E. Lowry, giving it a clear shot down Joseph E. Lowry to the jail. Now, we can only assume that this was some kind of practice run or Secret Service sweep, as the former president, has not arrived yet. Now, as we don't know the exact route that the former president will take, a law enforcement officer who's worked presidential visits before says Mr. Trump would likely take one of the quickest routes. We know this is one of the two quickest routes. We will keep you guys updated as we keep on watch out over here. Back to you guys.
We want to welcome all of our viewers to our special coverage of former President Trump expecting to... And we want to welcome all of our viewers into our special coverage of a historic night. We are waiting for former President Donald Trump to surrender at the Fulton County Jail.
And we have team coverage for you tonight in all quadrants of the city. All aspects of the story we are covering for you tonight. We are glad to have you here on 11 Alive as you take a look at President Trump's plane, former President Trump, his plane landing at Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport minutes ago. And we will now see what transpires in terms of the security that Jennifer Bellamy has been showing us over the course of the last few minutes, with a lot of black SUVs, as well as about a dozen motorcycles as well. So this will now get ready to stop, and then former President Trump will be taken to Rice Street and the Fulton County Jail. Let's go right now to Jennifer Bellamy, who is at Hartsfield-Jackson.
So we're going to take you right to the president's plane that has just touched down in the last few moments here. You can see it is obviously the former president's plane. It says Trump on the very front, close to the nose, with the American flag back there on the tail. This plane just coming in, and we are watching it taxi down this runway as it will head into the Signature Air tarmac area right here that we have been showing you all evening long as we anticipate the former president to deplane and then make his way to the Fulton County Jail. As we have been watching this area for you this evening, we have seen various law enforcement agencies. We've seen Georgia State Patrol and Atlanta Police, along with emergency vehicles from the Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta Airport here on the scene. We know that these vehicles have been lined up right now, waiting for the former president to arrive and then escort him to the Fulton County Jail. Another thing, I know you're watching the airplane right now, but another thing that we're seeing is the road being blocked by Atlanta police vehicles. Vehicles will not be able to come closer to Signature Air any longer now that we have this plane having touched down. We've also seen K-9 units that have been out here before. They were going through and looking around different vehicles that were in the parking lot. And I know Jeff mentioned just a short time ago the fact that there were several motorcycles, we believe with Atlanta police, that have been waiting, standing by to be part of that process that will escort the president through. And you can hear the airport sounds and sights right now. You hear another airline landing here because we have been told that there should be no impacts to anyone else who is flying out of or returning into Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport. Again, the former president is landing here at Signature, which is a separate area from the terminals that most people take when they come to the airport. So again, we are seeing this plane come in to the Signature Air area right now, and we will continue to watch as it comes in. We see there's also a staircase that is standing by, likely to bring the president down to the tarmac, or the former president down to the tarmac as he prepares to enter this motorcade. Now, the president touched down maybe about 3 minutes ago from after leaving Newark, New Jersey. So maybe about a 2-hour flight that we saw to get him down here for this process for booking. Mr. Trump and his 18 other co-defendants have been given a deadline of noon on Friday to surrender voluntarily. And so that is part of why we are seeing the former president coming down here to Atlanta right now on these 13 charges he has been indicted for here in Fulton County by District Attorney Fonnie Willis after a very extensive and long investigation. Now, once the president or the former president does deplane and that motorcade begins to take off to head to the Fulton County Jail, it's not exactly clear which route will be taken to take him to the jail. We know he could take I-75, 85 to 20 to Joseph E. Lowry. He could also take I-85, I-75 to North Avenue. That route would have more impact on the downtown connector. We also know there is an Atlanta Falcons game going on that will be kicking off in less than 30 minutes. So a lot of folks will be out in that area as well. So if you know somebody who is about to be out and about anytime soon, if you have any plans, you'll want to make sure that you keep in mind that this is taking place. And we see right now that staircase trucking up to the airline. And Faith and Jeff, I know y'all are watching this along with me. We're going to see how long it actually takes from this the staircase butting up to the plane to actually get him on the road, and then we'll see how quickly he can make it out to the Fulton County Jail and how much time he will spend there during that booking process.